0.5% on the Nifty. So 22,000, around 22,000 right now. Around yesterday's lows, basically. You got the Nifty Bank, which is down about 0.25%, 47,990. The IT index is down about 1.3%. So the weaker US data does not help for a globally exposed sector like IT services, and we've seen that last week as well as data soured in the US. The IT index sold off about 7-8%, and this morning it's starting lower. And three names in the green and everything else up, everything else down is what you have at this point in time. So becoming a little deeper now, but about 0.5, 0.6% in that range as far as the Nifty index is concerned. Too early, but I mean, for what it's worth, 300 higher and about 1450, 1460 stocks lower. That's the market breadth.
Okay, let's see if the buyers come in at some point in time. Right now, we're dealing with this 140-point cut. So the weakest links are actually everything. ONGC is the one that's down about 3%. A couple of tech stocks are coming off quite a bit. Remember, the Nasdaq fell more than the other indices yesterday. A lot of the chip maker stocks were down big time. So here, HCL Tech, Infosys, Wipro, Tech Mahindra. IT is leading this decline, this wave down, which is about 2.5% on individual stocks. Coal India is down 1.5%. There is Bajaj Auto, which is lower. Remember, sales were not that great for Hero and Bajaj Auto. We'll be speaking with the management of Bajaj Auto as well in just a bit. Titan's lower by about 1.5%. Tata Steel is on the back foot. BEL, which had a good recovery yesterday, is cooling off this morning, down about 1% or so. Let's see if there's anything on the upside. So some of the banks are beginning to see a little bit of a pullback. ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, SBI. So there is buying in banks this morning, which is interesting. And a bunch of consumer stocks could be breaking into positive. Look at HUL, ITC. These are some of the early names. Even Tata Consumer, they're still down 0.25% or so. But let's see if there's any traction on the upside. But again, as always, the much bigger problem continues to be the mid-cap part of the market, which is now down 1.5%, Nigel.
Well, let's pull up a few stocks and that are gaining actually. TD Power, we were talking about small chipping in from the promoter. That's something that I observed on TD Power. The stock has seen a sharp correction from the peak. Year to date, it's still down close to around 30%. But the stock is up close to around 8%. So that could be one of the factors at play. That's one of the big movers. Ask Automotive, remember they had announced that they signed a technical assistance and license agreement with Kushu Yanagawa Saiki. So because of that, that stock as well is up close to around 4.5%. So both those two big movers in initial trade. What's losing out? IGI, second day running, the stock is down close to around 10%. Yesterday, remember, the stock was at lower circuit. And, there were pending sell orders as well. So it appears some of those are getting executed in today's trading session. What's outperforming actually in the first few minutes of trade is the Nifty Bank. And that's giving signs that, if we need to fight back, that'll have to perform. Remember, yesterday it was an underperformer. Nifty Bank is almost into the green. It's down less than a 0.1%. So keep an eye out on that particular name. Otherwise, high beta is getting knocked back. Vedanta is pulling back 2.5%. NMDC is down close to around 2.5%. Coffee Day, you're not a stock we track very often, but yesterday as well, the stock was up. It's come off, I think, from the recent peak. Today as well, that one is moving up more than 10% or thereabouts. Not too bad, guys. 150 points down. I think that's par for the course. And 300 stocks advancing. That number needs to get better, though. Nifty Bank putting in a bit of a fight.
Down again, 21,975 is where we are at right now. Just one name, Tata Investment Corporation is up 5% against. It's got some volumes on it as well, about 6,200 rupees on that one. It's like a, it's like a fund basically for the like a mutual fund basically, a holding company with lots of stocks in it, blue chip names, well managed, and they invest Tata's money. Well, Blue Jet is up about 2.25%. MPS, it's got some large individual investors there, 6% higher on MPS, and a few others coming up. GHCL is up about 3%, and far and few in between. Schaeffler is up about 4%. But again, volumes quickly drying up below a certain threshold, below the first 3-4 odd, below the first 6-7 names or so.
Nifty Bank in the green.
Okay, Nifty Bank will come up. Let's put that up.
Yeah,
and that is coming back up a little bit right now. So, 10 points or so.
Just wanted to add one more stock. Arvind is seeing a major slash this morning, 9% down on Arvind. Volumes are already beginning to pick up. Now, perhaps this also has to do with the fact that, some of these companies are also exporters on the textile side. I don't have the exact numbers in terms of Arvind's export business. But maybe that could be adding to the sentiment downtick. It's down about 9.5%. And IGI, AB Real Estate, by the way, which yesterday was rallying as we went into close, again is a slam dunk on this one, 9%. IGI is the interesting one. We had such a detailed conversation with the management yesterday. They kept maintaining that margins will not be impacted with the lab-grown diamonds, but I think the market's not quite convinced.
20% gone, and of course it's now, I think, maybe around the issue price, below the issue price, I have to check, but it's a recent listing essentially. So 330 or so is where we're at.